Welcome into Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am Chase Sr. Here's what we have coming your way on today's show. We're going to take a look at some big-name prospects who could be available for the Golden State Warriors if they do end up landing the Minnesota Timberwolves' top 3 protected pick. Let's lay the foundation and kind of break all of this down for you real quick. So that top 3 protected pick went to the Golden State Warriors in that D'Angelo Russell trade, and Golden State is simply going to receive it if it lands outside of the top 3. As of right now, the Timberwolves are slated to pick 6th in the 2021 NBA draft, and the Warriors are slated to pick 14th. So they could have 2 lottery picks in the upcoming draft at the end of July. As for the NBA offseason schedule, NBA Draft Combine going to take place from June 21st to June 27th. The NBA Draft Lottery is on June 22nd. That's when we'll figure out if the Warriors do get that top 3 protected pick, And on July 29th, it all goes down with the 2021 NBA Draft. Let's approach this as if these 3 players are going to go off the board, and the lottery shakes out this way, where the Rockets pick 1, the Pistons pick 2, and the Magic pick 3. Cade Cunningham out of Oklahoma State goes to the Rockets with the number 1 overall pick. Evan Mobley goes to the Pistons with the number 2 overall pick out of USC, and Jalen Suggs, who starred with Gonzaga throughout the NCAA tournament, goes to the Magic at number 3. I want to ask you this. Who is your favorite NBA draft prospect coming up here in the 2021 NBA draft? It can be anybody, but be sure to get your votes in and your names in the comment section down below. A lot of intriguing names who are going to be on the board for these teams and could end up being stars for their respective squads. So be sure to get those names in the comment section down below and let us know who your favorite NBA draft prospect is this year. Your phone right now, even though you're married to it and you're on it all the time, is incomplete. Why is that? Because you don't have the best app currently on your phone. The Newsbreak app is where it's at. You can download it now by going to chatsports.com/WarriorsNB. It's one of the best apps that I've ever used, and it's the favorite app that I currently have on my phone. Why is that? Because on one single feed, you can get it all. From your news, weather, as well as pop culture and entertainment updates, as well as everything that's happening in your respective neighborhood. You even get local deals and entertainment options on the Newsbreak app as well. And basically everything that you can think of is on one single feed. So if you want a free download of the Newsbreak app, just get into the comments, type Dubs Draft. Once again, get into the comments, type Dubs Draft. I will comment back and give you the link on the bottom of your screen right now that will redirect you to the App Store, and you will be able to download the Newsbreak app for free. They're a big supporter of what we do here at Chat Sports, so either go to chatsports.com/WarriorsNB or comment Dubs Draft to get a free Newsbreak download. So with that, let's take a look at some of these marquee players who could be available for the Warriors outside of those top 3 picks. Want to kick it off with Jalen Green. He elected to not go the college route. Instead, he played this past year for the G League Ignite. The big takeaway with Jalen Green, he can score it, and he can pour it up in a hurry. A fantastic athlete at 6'5", 165 pounds. Over time, he'll have to add a little bit of muscle to his frame because he's a little bit thin right now, but he is so bouncy. So while he's not the girthiest guy, he's able to make up for it with just tremendous leaping ability and a lot of bounce. And when I watch him, it's easy to see why so many people are high on this kid. He gives me Zach LaVine and Bradley Beal flashes with his ability to score the basketball, but also his ability to maneuver around the court and throw down dunks in a very athletic fashion. Let's go to Jonathan Kuminga. He played with Jalen Green with the G League Ignite. He's kind of raw right now, but the physical traits really intriguing at 6'6", 210 pounds. I've seen some video of him working on his shot leading into the NBA Draft Combine and the NBA Draft. It has become much more fluid, but last year he was an awful three-point shooter. Why his game kind of translates to the NBA level, he's a good help defender. He is also an athletic juggernaut. And when you look at the numbers between Green and Kuminga, Green is the more ready-to-play prospect right from the get-go. He's certainly also going to be the better scorer as well. Just has more natural skills. With the Ignite this past season, almost average 18 points per game, little more than 4 rebounds, little less than 3 assists. His field goal percentage was good, especially when you consider the fact there was a lot of volume there. And his three-point percentage, you have to expect that over time that could get close to 40%. But I talk about the three-point percentage from Jonathan Kuminga simply not good enough at a little less than 25%. But if he can develop a three-point shot and stretch the floor, he'll be a really valuable small ball 4/wing, or if you decide to go with a small ball 5 lineup, maybe he could even play the 5 as well because he does have good size to him. So we're looking at guards and forwards with Kuminga and Green. What do you think the Warriors should do? Which position should they pinpoint? Type G for guard, type F for forward. Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section down below. I think when I look at the roster makeup of the Golden State Warriors, as of right now, I'd rather have a guard. You can play him alongside Steph Curry. Klay Thompson can play the 3, and if you don't want to start one of these prospects from the jump, you can bring him in off the bench, and that'd be a pretty lethal bench combination between one of these prospects as well as Jordan Poole. Let's look ahead to Davion Mitchell. He's one of my favorite prospects across the entire NBA draft. I love his competitive fire. I love his bulldog mentality. I just love the way that this guy hustles and competes because he brings it every single night. A lot of people familiar with him because he led Baylor to a national championship. Really sturdy guard size at 6'2", 205 pounds. I talk about him being a dog on defense. He will get up in your mug and just be absolutely relentless. On the offensive end of the floor, he's really shifty. He can get anywhere on the court, kind of using some hesitation and sidestep and step back moves. Because of that, he gives me a lot of Donovan Mitchell vibes. Not just because he has the same last name and also wore the number 45 at Baylor, just like Donovan Mitchell wears with the Utah Jazz, but his game really resembles D-Mitch's. And you saw what he did last year. Led Baylor to that national championship, and his numbers in the NCAA tournament, him in terms of the eye test, were much better than these 2020-2021 numbers, where he averaged around 14.5 points per game. I'm looking at the field goal percentage as well as the three-point percentage, 51 plus and 44.5. Those are really good numbers that I think will immediately translate to the NBA level, especially when you consider that Davion Mitchell has a lethal step back. Another intriguing athlete I want to touch on is Keon Johnson out of Tennessee. Kind of a guard forward wing combo, 6'5", 186 pounds, so some solid size there. His shot, especially from the outside, needs work, both mechanically and in terms of him just getting reps. At Tennessee, he shot just north of 26% from deep. It's not going to cut it, but he is a really good two-way player and a shot creator, and his footwork is just immaculate. His numbers last year, somewhat down, somewhat limited, but I think that's because Tennessee, just across the board, had a really talented team under Rick Barnes. Average a little more than 11 points per game. His field goal percentage, 44.5, so that shows me that the shot form is somewhat solid, but in terms of his three-point percentage, just needs to do a lot of work there to be a long-term consistent NBA player, but the traits are certainly there. Do you think Keon Johnson would fit in with the Splash Brothers? My goodness, can you imagine being a rookie playing alongside Steph Curry and Klay Thompson? Let's hope that Klay is back and cooking. Type Y for yes, he'd be a good fit. Type N for no. Let me know what you're all thinking and feeling in the comment section down below. So to recap these big name prospects who could be available for the Warriors if they do get that Timberwolves top 3 protected pick: Jalen Green of the G League Ignite, Jonathan Kuminga of the Ignite as well, Davion Mitchell out of Baylor, as well as Keon Johnson out of Tennessee. Other possible targets who could be on the board for the Dubs: Jalen Johnson out of Duke. He ended his season prematurely. It was his choice. He decided to leave Duke. He has been jumping up draft boards, so that's a name to keep an eye on. A lot of hot stuff around him. Scotty Barnes out of Florida State. If the Warriors want to go with the front court presence to pair with James Wiseman, maybe they go after Barnes. Franz Wagner out of Michigan. Didn't necessarily have a great NCAA tournament, but I do think he's going to be a better pro than his brother Mo Wagner because his skill set a little bit more valuable in today's NBA because he can really pour it up and shoot it. Corey Kispert, I really like him. If Klay Thompson has another setback, I do think the Warriors could go after the former Gonzaga star. And Alperen Sengun of Beskitas. He is a forward center, a guy who's agile, goes up and down the floor really well, moves swimmingly up and down, kind of a rim running big who has some versatility to his game, can also spread the floor as well. These 5 guys could also be Golden State Warriors targets in the upcoming 2021 NBA draft.